Hell House 2, The Abaddon Hotel, LLC, right here on Horror and Coffee. You want to talk about it? I want to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's begin. If you like what you see here, please tap on that bell below and consider subscribing for future Horror and Coffee content. I am, first of all, very grateful for those of you who have subscribed and been following me throughout the last few years since this really started picking up speed. Horror and Coffee has been around for quite a while. It's been through some incarnations, Strange Planet NYC, then back to Horror and Coffee. It's still the same content in general, and it's been fun. I've been having a great time doing this, okay? This gives me something new to do and something awesome to share with you. My love for horror movies and Star Wars and anything sci-fi and horror, really. You know, it's really a lot of fun stuff. It's one of my things. All right, let's get down to business. Hell House 2, LLC. I reviewed the first Hell House movie. I'll put the link up here so you could check it out. It's actually, I did it last week as of the posting of this video. Where I reviewed it and I gave it 3 coffee cups. Awesome movie. And I said, you know what, there's a sequel to this. I mentioned it in the video. So I said, you know what, I'm going to see it. Might as well. And I watched it. And I was like, okay, it's not often that sequels, sometimes sequels are better than the originals. Sometimes the originals are better than their sequels. In this case, they seem to be almost on even par. They were both really good. This second one is good. It takes place, essentially, I think a certain number of years after the events of the first film, where an investigative team goes to find out what happened really inside the house. Now, there's been, lawyers and law stuff going on, for reparation of the damages done for the lives lost that fateful night back in New York State in that hotel, in that haunted house, that time ago. And you see a lot of the movie is based in a TV studio where you see these 3 people sitting there, and one of them, what's funny is one of them is like a psychic supposedly, or one of those ghost hunters, right? That you see on TV a lot, that, hey, I heard a bump over there. Let's go see it. I was like, oh, this guy's full of it. Yeah, you could tell. He had a pompous attitude. He was like, I can find out. Of course it was real. I could do that. It's me. I'm like, oh, really? Like, you're going to walk into a haunted house and it goes, hey, look, it's this guy. Oh. Anyway, so that's a side note. So they go to the house to investigate. Now, when they, not only do they show the video footage of them doing that, you also see other video footages. Apparently, there had been some disappearances since the night in question in the first film. Apparently, there's a girl that disappeared, a couple of kids, teenagers that disappeared because they're going to the house. They're messing around. Hey, let's go inside. Let's go play around. Like they needed Dr. Loomis in there going,
Lonnie, get your ass away from there.
And they didn't listen. They just went in and then now they're missing. What's interesting is you see throughout the film, there's kind of like, there seems to be a little bit of time jumps here and there where one of the investigators, the woman, she's blonde, I forgot her name. You see her, she's strong, she's like, yeah, we're going to go in there. But then you see her being talked to by the police because they found her days later after the events of that happened in this movie. And she's a mess. She's a total mess. You don't really know what happened to her.
Miss Fox.
Eventually you find out because you see it in the video footage. And in the video footage, it's kind of like, oh my God, the scares in this film got me. I don't scare easy, but there were a couple of moments when I was like, oh my God, oh man. This movie was creepy as hell. It had the same kind of feel as the first film, and it kind of just like upped it a little bit more when it came to the scare factor. I like it when a sequel to a movie, especially a horror movie, keeps a consistent flow to the original concept. And it worked, I think, in my opinion. It worked in its scares. It worked in the plot. It worked in the acting. The acting was great in this, especially the blonde young lady who was freaking out with the police. You know, that was good acting, man. I was like, wow, I'm convinced this really happened.
Miss Fox.
You know, it's funny. They call it the Abaddon Hotel in this movie. And that's interesting because it has a scriptural reference to the Bible in the book of Revelation, of all places, where it talks about some kind of a demon or something, a being from the bottomless pit called Abaddon coming up out from the depths of the pit. I like the reference because, you know, some people probably didn't know that's what that name meant and stuff. And because I kind of want to share it with you good people out there so you can see the connect there. There's this scene in this film. I'm not going to tell you. I want you to check it out. It's on Shudder also. That it's kind of like, wow. So this house has is a conduit actually to hell. It really is, you know, which the name implies, Abaddon. So it's kind of like, wow, you know, it's like it gets a little crazy at some point. Not only scary people, but tortured people. You know, it's like you see humanity at its worst. In a visual concept, at least. I appreciated the making of it. There's a third one. I don't know if it'll hold up. Maybe I should do another one. Maybe I should watch that one and review it too, right? So, hey, I'm on a roll here. What do you guys think? I'm going to give Hell House 2, the Abandoned Hotel, 3 coffee cups as well. You know, I thought it was really well made. It had a good brew to it. It had a nice taste, and I enjoyed it. Kept my interest and made me go, wow, I think I've become a Hell House fan. You know, unfortunately, the way franchises go, they can't keep going with this. Otherwise, you're going to burn it out. And then it's going to get stupid. So I'm going to watch Hell House 3 and see how stupid it gets. But what are your thoughts about Hell House 2, the Abaddon Hotel? Talk to me. Comment below and share with me what you think of this latest addition to this franchise. It's becoming a franchise now, the Hell House, right? Go to house, go to hell. Something like that. So please talk to me. Let me know in the comments below. Again, consider subscribing. Tap on the bell for future notifications. And I'll let you know when I see the third film. That way you'll know, right? Ralph Perez, Horror and Coffee. Have a good week. Keep your masks on. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Until next time.